Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Yeah I Said It. This time we're talking about standing up for your spouse, right? Or your person. But I'll go with spouse because it's just easier to remember while I'm talking, right? You know how every now and then you get into these scuffles and these things, these arguments, with people who are in your circle and your spouse. Sometimes, if you're not careful, you find that you've put your spouse on the outside of your circle, right? And you need to be able to stand up for them. To speak plainly, sometimes you've grown up with a family, you've grown up with your family, brothers, sisters, mom, dad, and you've known them all your lives, right? So, and all your life, and then you marry somebody and you forget that even though this person is now part of your family, they can easily find themselves outside of the circle. Okay, so you've got to be able to remember that every now and then you have to fight for your spouse, stand up for your spouse. I'm going to give a few examples about this so that you understand exactly what I'm talking about, right? Sometimes you guys have in your family some house rules, and then somebody from the family comes in to violate the house rules. You have got to be the one to say, listen, this is what we do here. Don't ever expect your spouse to stand up. I used to make this mistake when I was younger, right? We would have house rules as a couple, my wife and I, and maybe a sibling or a friend would come in and violate the house rules, and I'm like, check them. It's your house, it's your space. Check them. Feel free to check anybody you need to check. But that's not really going to happen, because that wife, that husband is always going to remember that you grew up with these people. That's your mother, that's your father right there. So they're not going to want to violate any of that or go against you there. So it's not going to be easy for them to check those people. It's up to you to stand up for your spouse. Okay, it's up to you to do that for them, right? It's the principle of the front seat, or what you would call pride of place. The front seat's in a car, all right? Now, there's nothing particularly special about the front seat of a car, says everybody who has never really enjoyed the front seat of a car. Okay, right? The front seat is important. Now, when we were dating back in the day, your girlfriend would always be the girl to get to sit in the front seat. Every other girl in the car would sit in the back. If you were driving the car and there was a girl who was just your friend in the front, and you were picking up your girlfriend, you would pull over and say to her, oh, my girlfriend's coming, do you mind sliding over to the back? And then your girlfriend gets the front seat. At least that's what real men do. Yeah, I said that. Anyway, so, yeah, you better pay attention. Yeah, you that wants to, don't log off. Pay attention. Listen, I want to help your life. That's why you're single, all right? You know how to give somebody pride of place. Anyway, so you give her pride of place. You let every other girl in the car, no. My girlfriend's in the car. That's her seat. All of you squeeze. Yeah? She gets to cross her legs and sit in front, okay? So it's a pride of place thing. Yes, the seat doesn't really make you guys closer. It doesn't give her more knowledge about you. It doesn't give you more knowledge about her. But what it does, it says something to her that you have given her pride of place. It says something to the other people in the car. You've given her pride of place. So they check themselves before they wreck themselves. Before they misyan, they tell themselves, hey, Auntie has pride of place. If I misbehave, I will find myself outside of this circle. Same thing you need to do with your family. You need to give your wife pride of place. Now remember, when it comes to me, I believe family over everything. Okay, family first over everything. And when you're growing up, family is brother, sister, mother, dad. But the moment you marry, family becomes husband, wife. Okay, so while you're hanging out, it's brother, sister, father, mother, all that stuff. But once you get married to her, it's husband and wife first, right? And then, everybody else second, including siblings and your parents. So when they come over to the house and they're violating home principles, your home rules, or they're going against something you and your wife agree on, it's your job to check them. You have to stand up and say, no, listen, guys, no. All right, so give a random flimsy example, like say maybe your house rule is that nobody puts shoes on the chairs. All right, you don't put your shoes on the couch, and you come into the house and your older brother has his shoes on the couch. Now your wife comes in, she sees it. Don't expect her to be like, no, please remove your shoes from the chair. She's not going to do that because she wants peace. She doesn't want to fight with anybody. But it doesn't mean you get to not tell him to. You have to tell him, no, bro, sorry. We don't do that in this house. In this house, we don't put our shoes on chairs. She will feel grateful for the fact that you are upholding the house rules and you're giving your unit pride of place. Or worse still, your mom takes exception to something your wife is doing. they get into this disagreement. Her wife, like your mother, has a Nollywood personality, you know, like you know how Nollywood moms can be. Yeah, and she just beefs your wife on something. Maybe it's a style of cooking, whatever it is, and you're used to your mom and the position she has taken because she grew up with it. But now your wife has a difference of opinion. Let's even assume it's an opinion that you don't have. Yeah, let's assume it's a position that you don't even agree with. You agree with your mom. Now they're quarreling, or there's a difference between them. What do? My brother, what you do is you give your wife pride of place. You let her know that she's number one. You let her know that she has pride of place, which means if you have to choose between them, unless it's something that's going to save or kill a life, you've got to let her know that she is in control in this particular space. Why? Because it gives her security. It's the front seat. It lets her know that you have given her value. You value her position in your life, right? And when you do that, only when you do that, will you be able to bring her into a place where you can talk her into the position your mom was in, or talk her into a new place. But the minute you decide, I'm going with my mom, yeah, sort yourself out, you know, like organize yourself. Yeah, go and figure out your life. I'm going with my mom. My mom is right. Mommy's always right. Mommy's right. Yeah. My brother, you have both problems that you might not be able to solve for a few years. Because your mom will go. She'll go back to her husband's house. She'll go back to where she was. And you'll be sitting with some bitterness that you don't understand where it came from. All right. So give her her place. All right. And then you can negotiate anything else. Right. But give her pride of place every single time. I'm saying her a lot because guys are usually the ones guilty of not giving their spouse pride of place. Women do it too. Yeah, sometimes, you know, they stick with their moms or their brothers or their friends, right? But always give your spouse pride of place, especially in circles that they came to meet. As a couple, you will form many friendships with people. You will develop new relationships. But when they come to meet a relationship, in other words, with a sibling, with a father, with a mother, or with an old friend, remember, once you marry that person, you have to give them pride of place. Yeah, I said it.